What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays for this Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could make it here today. I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays on this balmy June 23rd, 2020 here in New York City. Hey, so guys, before we begin, I got a special guest that I have on tap for us today. But before we begin that, I always like to state my intentions for the show for Transition Tuesdays. And that's to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here today on Transition Tuesdays, each and every Tuesday. And speaking of having honest conversation, I have on the Transition Tuesdays hotline my special guest. And I'm going to bring on my special guest to the stage the right way, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So listen, my special guest is the CEO of at Ball for Life. He lives in Linden, New Jersey by way of Sumter, South Carolina. And I see how, special guest, I see how you move out here in these streets, man. You are basically like the mayor of Linden, New Jersey. I just want to let you know that first off, okay?
Thank you. I might as well be.
That's right. He was a professional athlete who's known worldwide by his street ball nickname. We're going to go over that. This guy is a real-life superhero in his community and an activist for the people. So Transition Army, please help me welcome to Transition Tuesdays, Mr. Waliyy Dixon, a.k.a., let me clear my throat, a.k.a. the main event.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, bro.
No problem, man, no problem. We got Chris joining us today. What's going on, Chris? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Hey, man, the main event. Hey, so main event, man, now, and I want to tell everybody out there, if you ever saw this movie, I'm going to Get You Sucker, Keenan Iron Wayne said, hey, look, you know, every superhero has a theme song. And like I cued my guest today, he is a superhero. And not only does he have a theme song, but he also has a commercial. I'm going to play the audio for the audience there. Hold on one second, main event. Check this out, everybody.
Let me tell you one thing about the main event. The main event is extraordinary. This young man propels himself through space like airplanes. He will jump from the broken line, from the free throw line, from the top of the key, because the boy has heart. If you attempt to do what the main event does, you will tear your tensor fasciolata, your sartorius, your iliac axis, and you will have a subacute and acute fracture of every bone in your body.
Oh!
Could you imagine if you tore your sartorius? Do you know the kind of pain you would be in?
Man! Hey, main event, man. Man, hey, man, that is a thrill, man. I tell you, man, I'm glad that, you know, our listeners got a chance to hear that. You know, I would imagine, like, with you having a commercial main event, like, do you carry that around in your phone? Like, it's almost like a business card, right? You could just, like, you just show that to people.
Nah, actually, I just came across it. I forgot all about it. You know, that's been a couple of years ago, but
Really?
I was just scrolling through some things to get some information one day, and I came across. I was like, wow, man. So let me go repost this. You know, that was one of the funniest commercials I did. It was real cool.
Yeah, that was cool, man. That was so cool. Who we got joining us? We got my man Carl BX Krauser from Pitt's Finest joining us today. We got some ballers joining us. They must have knew you was coming on here, man. Main event. Man, that is cool, man. Yeah. Hey, so main event, how did that nickname come about? Who dubbed you the nickname? Who gave you that nickname? Because that's a cool nickname. The main event.
Well, that name right there took a lot of work, man. My first name, besides my government name, it was calling me Showtime when I was at Rutgers University. And then started playing at Rucker Park at 15 years old, to where my first name in Rucker Park was the kid from across the water. Then it went from that to Wawa. So let's say 2 years in between of each name. So it went from the kid across the water to Wawa. Then it went from that to the coming attraction, and then it went from the coming attraction to main event, and that's why I stuck with main event. I did a 360 on Richie Adams.
Oh, on Richie Adams?
Yeah, he was OG out there at Rucker. And,
absolutely, yeah. Richie Adams, UNLV cat, yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Richie. That's my man.
Yes. So you hit him with a 360, and then that was it. The main event was born right there, right? Basically, that nickname.
Yeah, because he was taking the ball out from underneath the basket, and I happened to intercept it at half court. And by the time I got myself gathered, he was like stepping in, and it just happened so quick. And then Duke Tango and Al Cass, especially Duke Tango, was the one who gave me the name. Those are the guys who gave a lot of guys their names that you see around today.
Yeah, yep.
They've been in the business for a long time.
Definitely Tango and Cash, right? Those guys. Yes, yes. Oh man, that is cool, man. That's cool. We got Don Elliott, Manhattan's Finest, joining us as well. What's going on, D Nice? Welcome, man, to the show.
Salute.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, man. Hey, so we're gonna talk about the N1 days and all those, all your accolades, a little bit later. But I just want to hit you up first off, main event. Like, how are you and your family coping with this COVID-19 virus? You guys okay? You guys safe? Your family?
Yeah, we actually good, man. I had a couple of deaths in my family. Two of my aunts, a couple of my friends from New York City.
Yeah.
Everybody know, we just dealing with it. At the end of the day, what don't hurt us or kill us make us stronger. So as a bond, watching family movies together and, just doing a lot of things together too. I believe that's all God's work, saying that, I'm going to slow everybody down.
Yep.
So it'll give you a chance to look at things from a different perception, that anything can happen. Tomorrow's not promised, so we got to cherish the things and times that we have in front of us today.
Definitely. And like you make a major point there, God put everybody at the same time on timeout. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it as well. Is to slow it down for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, man. And you mentioned you had a couple of people like you had an aunt that passed away, because I had a couple of friends, ball players that I know passed away. But I also know some people who have survived it. My relative of mine in Detroit, she was able to survive it, and my cousin too. So it can happen, which is crazy. And I asked you about it there, main event. Like, I was having a conversation with people. It was like, why have the people who have had the virus, like big names like Kevin Durant or like Rudy Gobert, all these guys, who had the disease, I wonder why they're not coming forward to share like how they get, how were they able to come on the other side? I wonder. I just, I just ask people about that question. I don't know.
I think to rewind real quick. Yeah, I had a couple of my cousins had it, and they good now.
Okay, good.
But like you said, when at first it came out, it was like all the celebrities and the human beings as well. But quote unquote, they're celebrities, and you're hearing about it. So I guess that's like, oh wow, if he or she can get it, I can get it.
Yep.
I think that could have been. I mean, if they did have it and they got well, God bless them. But if they was indirectly a part of some kind of propaganda, that's just how the powers that be work, to basically have us scared.
Yeah.
And, so like you said, why haven't no one came out and was like, yo, I went through this, I did that, I got it this way, be careful, make sure you're social distancing. Because, something happened, we all could come up with different things to say, we should have did this and that, but at the end of the day, if a person went through it,
right,
she should be able to share what they went through, because it can help someone else.
Absolutely, yeah. Share what happened. I mean, the treatment that you got, the techniques. What'd you do to boost your immune system? I mean, did you have a great immune system to fight it off? That we need to have these answers. And again, I don't like to play the conspiracy theorist, but I'm just wondering why these people haven't come out. Like, especially like a Rudy Gobert, like guys. I mean, he was the face of it. When he came out, when we found out he had the virus, it was really real for folks. But, I'm just trying to, it's really weird how these guys haven't responded. But nah, good point there, main event, definitely, man. Hey, so let me ask you, man. So the death of George Floyd, which was like even less than a month ago. People got to remember that. This has been less than a month ago. But how did his death affect you as an activist for yourself?
It's getting into like the activism whole thing. Before I even knew I was doing it, but knowing that my grandparents and grandmother instilled a lot of things in us growing up. So I was always involved with it, even at a young age. But once you get of age and become mature, you start understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, and not only him, a lot of different people who've been murdered by the law enforcement.
Yeah.
I think back like, wow, like this is 2020.
Yep.
And I remember watching Rodney King.
Yeah. I was in college when that went down. Yeah.
That was crazy. I'm right here in Jersey. I'm right with Staten Island. The brother in Staten Island that it happened to. The first one to say you can't breathe.
Yes. Yep. Eric Garner. Yep.
What touched me is that with social media in America and TV and stuff, we was able to see that. But imagine how many families had to go through that we don't even know about.
That's true. Absolutely, man. You make an excellent point. That's true. Those, the ones we didn't see on tape. Yep.
That's why they feel as though it's able to happen in 2020, but now the world is watching.
Yeah.
The world is engaging.
Yep.
The youngsters is engaging. Our future is engaging. Every nationality is engaging. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason, but I don't condone someone getting murdered.
Yeah.
What happened to dying of old age? You know what I mean?
Right.
Someone, and we have to watch that. His family have to watch that, and not only him, Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
Even if it was a black or African American officer and a Caucasian kid. Either way, it's just not right to have your life taken by the hands of someone else, and especially the hands that's supposed to help serve and protect us.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cavalier approach that he had, putting his hands in his pockets, that's what really gets me, man. It's those two things, hands in his pockets and him calling out for his mom who passed away 2 years ago. It's deep, man. It's really deep with that, man.
I think, the correlate with your show, that was one of the maybe biggest transitions that we was able to see.
Yeah.
Of him going to that next side. We all hopefully go one day.
Yep.
But maybe not like that.
Yep.
And like far as with the activism thing, I've been around with a lot of different, I call them the OGs in the game. But what I like to, what I'm more on is, we can march, we can protest, but we have to have solutions.
Yeah.
I'm more of I want to prevent things, try to prevent things versus having all these answers when something happens. And then with the activism thing, you have to be very careful because I'm the opposite of what we call like an ambulance chaser. Because if there's no things going on, these guys may not get no checks from whoever. I do this out of the kindness of my heart, and I love people.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. Ain't no check, ain't no money, and nothing involved. Right. So I think my approach may be a little bit. I'm not saying those people don't care, but I'm more about prevention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting money from certain things that's happening, whether it's racial conflicts or whatever, the unjust, you might go a little bit less than I'm going to go harder because I want to prevent it from happening.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what we have to do. We can march forever. We could do this and that. We have to do it to show our presence and to show that we're fed up. But we have to, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, we have to have solutions of what we're going to do and how we continue. Let these guys and women who got killed, murdered, pass it and keep the torch lit and just keep going and remind us every day that this can happen. What are we going to do collectively? I came from that village that raised me, but what are we going to do collectively so this don't happen? Yeah,
absolutely, man. Nah, you make excellent points there. We got Derek Canada, Iona's finest, joining us. What's going on? DC in the place. Yes. And my man Carl BX Krauser says facts. Yep, about our conversation too. Yeah, and we also got my man Derek Harrison, Queen's finest, joining us, man, here on Transition Tuesday. Yeah, definitely. Hey, so main event, man, as a former professional athlete, or maybe I'm talking out of space. Maybe do you still play at all, man? Do you still hoop? Are you still?
I retired a few years ago, man.
Okay.
I gave all those jewels, passed it down to my boys.
There you go.
And, I go out there every now and then to mess with them, whatever. But I just try to teach the game now.
Yeah, definitely. And happy Father's Day, happy belated Father's Day to you as well, man.
Thank you, same to you.
Thank you.
Before we go any further,
yes, sir.
How's Mom?
Oh, hey, man, I appreciate you asking. My mom, Miss May, she's doing great, man. And I told her, before we talked, I said, hey, look, my boy Main Event's going to be on the show. He was asking about you. And my mom almost cried, man, because she was like, wow, people are asking for me. So, she's doing great. Yeah.
I came across your page, and I'm like, hold up.
Yep.
This is super dope. You with his mom? Oh, man, right away I've been on your heels, you know what I'm saying? I respect it, man. That's love right there.
I appreciate it. She's doing well. My mom was telling me she wanted me to alert the people out there. She said she's going to be back when she's feeling much better, so I'm going to let her rock out when it's time to rock out, but she's always watching. She's always keeping me in tow, so, but she says hello, and I appreciate you thinking about it, man. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, yep. We got who else we got joining us? Oh, so DC says Jersey in the building. What's going on, fellas?
Salute.
Yes. We got Richie Diabertas joining us. What's going on, Richie? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my man. Yeah, my man Krauser says, BX says, C's awesome. I appreciate that. BX. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. He says, Mama love. Yeah.
Word.
Yep. Hey, so as a former professional athlete, like, are you proud of the way these current athletes are like stepping up for the Black Lives Matter movement? Does that make you proud as a professional athlete, former professional athlete?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to do that. I mean, you know, I believe those contracts. I never had an NBA contract, but knowing NBA players, you know, I don't know if it's still in those contracts that they can't speak about certain things, especially current events.
Right.
But if you want to be a superstar, or do you want to be one of the greatest that ever did it, like Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta look at it that way. Like, what will my contributions be to the league, or whatever it is, it's professional sports you're doing, or whatever you're doing,
right?
Versus saying, what can the league do for me? I want to be known as what I did for the league, what I did for the culture.
Yeah.
So sometimes all money ain't good money, and you got to just take that stand and be the voice for the unheard.
That's true, man. That's true. You know, you make a good point. Like, you look at a guy like LeBron James, who is really, you know, he is taking that megaphone and he's running with it. You know, as the most visible athlete, you know, in sports, you know, he's pulling that microphone. He's letting them know, you know, about the social injustices. This is wrong. What's going on? So he's a guy who's able to talk. Like, you know, maybe like back in the days, we just saw like The Last Dance, and you know, Michael Jordan wasn't that person because it, you know, during those times, I guess it didn't allow for him to do that, or you might get criticized, you know, what have you. So he took his stance the way he did. But it's good to see like these athletes of today really stepping up for the causes and really making a difference. You know, that they don't just shut up and dribble, as that lady called LeBron. You know what I mean?
Exactly, right?
Yep, they out there doing it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that was totally disrespectful. Yes, Yep, as my man BX says, all money ain't good money. That's right. Just like you just said, main event. All money ain't good money, man. So you got to have a conscience in it. And we're seeing a lot of these NBA players doing just that, you know, stepping up and doing that, just stepping up for the fight. And they're in there for the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, that's creating the change. And it's young people doing it as well. So it's good to see. So, hey, so main event, let's say if you were playing in the NBA now, right? Would you report to to Orlando, Florida, to be part of that bubble tournament, or would you just sit this one out? Like, what would you do if you were in that situation now?
Either I'm spearheading that unit, or you know, at the end of the day, the numbers move.
Yep.
And I don't need 90%, 80%, 20%. I'm not going. You know what I mean? I'm not going.
Yeah.
So I just sit this one out and deal with the consequences, because, you know, people may say, oh, well, he can say that he's not sitting on hundreds of millions and this, that, and the third, but like I said, all money, not good money, is all about who you are.
Yeah.
And what kind of stance you can make for the next future, for the near future. Hopefully we don't have to make no stance like this.
Yep.
But I'm one of the ones who want to be an infantryman. I want to be forefront. Like, yo, I'm out here for the people.
Yep.
And collectively, hopefully, like a LeBron James or Kyrie Irving, people follow suit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
yeah.
What are these NBA owners doing? I'm asking a question because I don't know. But what are they doing? Why is it that, you know, only around All-Star Weekend we see We Care commercials, but I know a lot of those NBA players is doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I don't know why the NBA don't want to show that stuff.
Right, promote it, right.
Our kids only see a finished product. But let's see the hard work that these guys, these professional top athletes are doing to get to be that what we see on TV, on TNT or whatever. You know, the hard work they're doing, being pillars in their communities, you know, trying to keep their nose clean. Because this is what our youth need to see, because a lot of them, a majority, want to be that level, but we only give them on one side of the stick, which is showing that the finished product.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's so true, man. You know, you make a good point about, like, you know, sitting it out or what have you. I think the athletes, they're in a great position because they had a great commissioner, Adam Silver. Like, I heard him talk about, he was okay with, like, whatever decision the players make. Like, they're not going to dock your pay if you don't make it, if you don't, you know, if you're not a part of the process. You know, that's good. So they don't have that pressure to be like, okay, I got to show up because I got to get paid. So he's not going to dock their pay. But I think, you know, these athletes now, especially in the NBA, they can do this twofold. They can have those teams, those players who are going to play invited to the bubble. They should go and represent, like LeBron James and all those guys, right? So you're going to have a number of people a number of players who are not going to be invited because of their record. So I think those players can get together and do the ground on the, on boots on the ground here by just creating like a coalition. And like, they can be fighting racism. They can be a part of the Black Lives Matter movement on the ground there while the players are playing. So you have the best of both worlds. I could definitely see that. And that'll be a major stance, especially for kids to see. You know what I mean? Kids can see that and it'd be like, okay, LeBron is playing. He's taking care of his business there because they had a good record. So he's invited to that bubble tournament. But hey, look, I didn't make it. Let's say if it was a Kyrie Irving. Okay, he didn't make it. I know he doesn't want to show up. So again, you get together a coalition like how Muhammad Ali did back in the days. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all of Oscar Robertson. They had a coalition in the 60s that they got together to fight social injustices. So I think those players can really hit the ground running on that. And hey, they're not playing anyway, so they can just really make that cause. And like you said, it's all about the peripheral. Kids see this. They'll see that. And I think it'll make a world of difference for these kids watching this because they're watching.
We can't forget, listen, I can't sound like unfair. Let's not forget they're young.
Right.
When I be thinking the same in my 20s that I'm thinking that right now at 46.
Right.
But if they do go out there and play, make sure they maybe have something written on their sneaker, Black Lives Matter, or whatever it is, for the cause. Because like I say, those guys are young. Maybe when I was 23, 24, I'll probably be like, man, I'm going to play.
Yep.
I love to play the game, and I'm not even thinking about what's going on because maybe my resources or my finances, but, we all got to figure out how could we all come together collectively. And for me personally, when it comes to this may sound like weird or maybe going a different direction, but when you talk about like racism, this is just something that I believe. I never heard it nowhere, but this is what I believe. Like racism could never get abolished unless people that's racist abolish it, because we can't be racist.
Right. Yep.
So it's kind of going to be like a collective thing. Will it happen? I don't know. I hope so.
Right. Nah.
Is that really reality?
Yeah.
So, number one, the first thing we have to do, and some people don't agree when I say this, and the only reason why I could talk about this right now because we're not just talking about one specific topic as far as law enforcement, murdering youth or murdering people. We're not talking about that. So I thought I could talk about what I'm getting ready to say. I think it starts with us, people of color. We have to respect and love one another for anybody else to respect and love us as well.
Yeah.
Because if we are the oppressor, we're going to say, yo, they're going to kill each other later on tonight anyway. They don't have the love, but once we can show love and solidarity amongst ourselves, people of color, people who come from struggle, I think we're going to demand all races, everyone, to respect us.
Yeah, definitely. Now I agree with you, man.
I don't agree with no one getting murdered. I don't care, black on black, white on black, green on blue. I don't agree with nobody getting murdered. So let me get that clear.
Right.
So we have to find togetherness and love amongst us.
Yep. Definitely, and you're seeing that out there with the protesters because let's face it, man, black people are going to solve racism. That number one, that's not our job, that's not our duty. Now it's about white people to do the heavy lifting there. Right now they're outraged. They saw what they saw with George Floyd. They're outraged. So, but again, it's going to be on them to make the changes. With them together and collectively, we're doing this. But again, we've done all we can. It's all about white people who want to do away with racism and giving in their quote unquote like white privilege card to be a part of this movement. Like people ask me all the time, like white people might ask me, what can I do? What can I do? Is your job is, hey, look, give in your white privilege card just for a minute. We don't want your card, but we can use your help in the matter in terms of protesting and and with this social unrest that's going on. So again, we can't do the heavy lifting on this. They can, and we're seeing that they're doing that. So, and again, it's leading. It's a little different feel with this particular with the George Floyd deal. This is a little bit different than the other deaths, in the past because this has definitely hit a nerve and is actually moving for change as well. That's what I'm seeing there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. We got Cynthia joining us. What's going on, Cynthia? We also have Karina Ortez Garcia joining us. I think I got a newbie here. Thank you for joining us. We got my boy Lenny Pitt, EP. We got ASA's AD here, the finest one there. He says, Russ, you have a plan unlike Kyrie and Dwight. Just talking. Yeah, so I think Kyrie and Dwight, I think Dwight says he doesn't want to play. And I think Kyrie said he doesn't want to play as well. They just want to concentrate on the movement with the Black Lives Matters movement, which is fine. But again, I'm all for, hey, look, you guys do what you're doing. You invited to the tournament, represent, do your stances like Main Event said, put in your sneakers, Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? If we got to do kneeling, we got to do something. You can do your protesting while you're playing. But again, those players who are not playing, hey, form coalitions. Do the work. You do the work, on the ground while everybody else is playing. So, that can be done there. Carl says, BX says, all of us not showing love to each other doesn't get them the right to kill us. Yep, that's true. Yep.
Oh no, that's why I said it. That's why I said from the door.
Yep.
I don't agree to no murder.
Right.
Nah.
Yes, absolutely.
It goes to me, for me personally, it just goes like far as saying we together, regardless of what we go through, we together.
Yep.
We shouldn't be harming one another.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
if someone say, hold up, we know if we harm one of them, all of them coming.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't agree to that. Not at all. I ain't on their side.
Yep.
I'm saying what we have to do, not even dealing with that situation. I'm talking about in general.
Right.
Us brothers of color, we have to come together, stick together, like they say, one for my brother, what I want for myself.
That's right.
Get back to those rituals. That has nothing to do with Mr. Lloyd or racism stuff. I'm just talking about us as a people have to show solidarity and love.
No doubt. Yep. And Chris says we have to put in systems to police ourselves, our homes and neighborhoods. Chris, you make a great point, man. I've been talking to you about this at length. I come from the projects. I was born in projects. I lived there until I was 9 years old in Frederick Douglass Projects in Manhattan. And the one thing I remember, like the vision, I was there. The one thing is we had a thing called tenant patrol, in which we police the neighborhood. Somebody come into the building, they had to sign up. Let them know who you're going to, where it is. We got a chance to look at that person to see if they was okay. I remember the staff having the tenant patrol jacket. So it was like, it goes to that, what you're saying, Chris. We were able to police ourselves, and it worked. It actually worked back then. You know what I mean? So that might be something that we could probably look at now. We got my man Matt Fernandez, Chico, joining us. What's going on, Matt? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my man. We also got Ross joining us. What's going on, Ross? Let me read what BX says. BX says, why would a Nazi or any other hateful group stop hurting us? Demons not want to help angels. Not saying we're all angels. I'm saying evil people don't like good people. I don't know. Well, I mean, we like you said, Main Event, we got to take care of ourselves. And again, we got to love ourselves. We got to be in solidarity with ourselves. We can't wait for somebody to save us, obviously, but we can have that solidarity that you're talking about, though, right?
Yes, sir. You know why we can't wait for nobody to save us? Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, you have some people who deal with I call it our inner city ills, the things that we go to. And overall, I know a lot of things I think that goes on in the inner cities, what they call inner cities. I think it's more of a health issue. That's one side of it. But the other side of it, our inner city ills, is that we waiting for people who sitting behind the desk dealing with our problems off of numbers, statistics. Yeah. But we are the ones who could deal with our problems off of going through it, being a part of it. So we got to be the ones that come together and fix our inner city ills. Yeah, we're going to need some resources, but can't nobody behind the desk tell me if you came from a single parent home, you do something to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Nah, we gotta look out for one another and rehabilitate our communities. Because just because a person live in a projects or live in what they call a ghetto in a hood, we create the environment. But when there's at least economics or the economics always going to play a part, because that's where you're going to find a lot of negative things going on.
Yep. Definitely, man. Nah, great points, Main Event, man. Definitely great points, man. Again, like you said, it's all about the solidarity. Definitely now, in these times in which we live in, the solidarity is of essence. That's of the essence for us to get things involved. And like you said, have solutions to it as well. We also have Gary joining us. What's going on, Gary? And we got Steve joining us as well. So again, last thing, we'll move on. But Chris says the system was never set up for us. Yep. This is true, but we gotta, again, now what it is, like, okay, now we know that, we know that Smooth, that the system is not set up for us, but again, how we react to things and what Main Event is talking about, how we come together as groups, as one, to make up those chains, to break those systems, which weren't set up for us. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep. Hey, so main event, man. Let's talk some basketball, right? Let's change gears a little bit. So, talk to me about your N1 street ball days. Like, how did that come about? Like, how were you approached to be a part of N1, the mixtape tours? How did that go about for you?
Well, I played real quick about high school All-American. I got to go to Rutgers University.
Okay.
Had a bunch of schools. One of the main reasons why I picked Rutgers University, me and my mom would laugh about it, and I tell her, if these schools don't spell my name right, I'm not even going to open the mail. So I had a bunch of schools where I could have went to. My Final Four was Georgia Tech, Florida State, Rutgers, Pitt, and I had a bunch of other ones, but those are the ones I went to. A lot of other schools, the mail would come, they would have my name spelled wrong. So I tell my mom, I'm like, yo, if they can't even spell my name right, like, they really don't care. You know, that's how I wound up going to Rutgers. Shout out my freshman year. That's going to be in my story. I'm working on a bio movie about that whole situation as far as why I had to sit out my freshman year. I played this next year. That's why I always stress to the kids. You know, some people say, you know, you go be one and done, do this and that, but as far as that traditional route to get to the NBA, it's like a marriage. You got to be a student athlete.
Yeah.
Unless you're just remarkably exceptional or whatever, but the traditional route, long story short, I went to Rutgers, played 1 year. People who went to college, when you go in that mailbox, there's two things you're looking for. Either someone wrote you a letter or you're looking for that rebate check. So for me, it was the third one. When I went there, it wasn't the rebate check. It wasn't a letter from no one. It was basically a letter saying, Waliyy Dixon, your services are no longer wanted here because I had failed out. My base of my story is I never gave up regardless of what was happening in my life. I left there, and now I'm calling schools where schools was calling me and sending me letters. Now I'm calling schools myself.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, my name is Waliyy Dixon. I could jump out the gym, blah, 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 blah. And next thing they say is, well, what's your GPA? Oh, well, hang up. So there's one coach in Columbia, South Carolina named Willie Washington that was Benedict College.
Okay.
He had the opportunity to come down. Went down there, you know, plus my family is like 30 minutes away out in Dazzle, Rimbert, Sumter area. Went there, did my thing, never got a chance to play. And the reason why I never got a chance to play was, you know, a lot of guys who may relate to this or may not relate to this, but it's kind of negative because a lot of people had their boys who was going south to go hustle.
Yeah.
So one of my partners came down there, he was doing his thing, but he got caught up in something. I just was like, you know what, I'm out. So I never even played. So that's another thing where you got to stay. If you want to be that athlete, be that athlete.
Yeah.
You can't get or have people around you. You want to be around other athletes. So that's why I never played at Benedict College.
Okay.
Because I came home, my agent, Eugene Napoleon, he was like, yo, you want to still try this college thing? I was like, it's not that I'm stupid and not no dumb. I just wasn't going to class.
Yeah.
I was that last era. Not saying that I wanted to happen to me, but I was that last era of like, yo, all you gotta do is come play ball. You gonna pass, but that hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was still stuck on that. I'm just going there. I'm gonna do whatever I do. Get these grades. Play this ball. While I'm going to Caldwell College, I'm in the first practice, and the guys literally was separating the court. Like once I go defend this, I'm like, nah, because I'm a competitor at the end of the day.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yep.
So I couldn't. I left that school, and like I said, I started playing at Rutgers at 15 years old. The summer of '98, Greg Marius, God rest him, he took a team. I played with Mousy Dream Team. That's what introduced me to Rutgers.
Yes. God bless the dead. Greg Marius, man. Yeah, he's a guy who, you know, I did the Entertainers basketball class. I did their first, like, championship rings. I did that for him, man. God bless that, man. Yup, continue, man. I'm sorry about that main event.
No, that's okay. I got to do some Rutgers Park. 15 going on 16 by Mousy. Mousy's Dream Team. I was playing with the Gauchos. My base AAU team was the North Rams out of North New Jersey. Brian Crawford, my cousin. And I played with the Gauchos as well with Felipe, Stephon, Mo Brown, Tyler.
Wow.
With a crazy crew.
Right.
And Mousy saw me coming from practice one day. He was like, yo, you ever heard of Rutgers? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, kind of, sort of, you know, but I live in Jersey.
Yeah, right.
Any problem, I'll pick you up. He could pick Roger Rose up, pick me up, and we go over there and play. So this one summer, Greg had the summer of '98. Yeah, summer of '98. He took a team to Virginia Beach, 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
And when I got there, the camera guys was taking the cameras off because they wanted to see this one particular player. And the player name was, God rest him, Ali Mo, the Black Widow.
Alamo, yes, the Black Widow, yes. Man.
They taking the camera down. So Greg says, hold on. Y'all should see what this kid Lady Vink could do.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even know all that's going on. I knew I did something in the left line. Next thing I know, the camera's going back up. So if you look at where I came from, going to this school, that school, basically flunked out of school. Now I just want to eat now. Cause a young son.
Yeah.
I just wanted to eat. So I'm like, yo, I met this guy named Set Free. I killed in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I met this guy named Set Free, and me and him was talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, like, what are you doing? I said, yo, I could do whatever you do.
Right.
I'm trying to get a job.
Yep.
I didn't never know nothing about the company. I knew they had the script. Yeah, I knew about the AN1. No, I didn't. At the time, I don't think I knew about AN1 Volume 1.
Okay.
I don't know if that was out yet, but
okay.
I was on that team with Skip with the Volume 1. But anyway, they talked to me. I met a guy talking to Set Free. I talked to a guy named JR at the time. And JR hit me up, was like, yo, we want to put a volume. Yeah, Volume 1 was out. We want to put out a Volume 2 for all of your highlights on the VHS. And I'm like, wow. Give you a sneaker contract, endorsement, whatever. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how things just flip that quick,
Right, man.
I slept on that, and I was like, oh, nah. Now, I played with the Harlem Wizards. I played with different show basketball teams with my cousin, Shane the Jewel Machine.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He was a legend, too.
Harlem Wizards. Yeah.
Oh, that's your cousin, huh?
Yeah, Jewel Machine.
Okay, cool.
So I was able to learn a lot of the business just from watching, like how they did the games, how you make money off of merchandise, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
So now, the dude JR said to me, he'll give me a contract, the tape going to be all about me. Within 24 hours, I slept and I was like, wait a minute. I said, if I give them, to myself, if I give them all my highlights, I'm just going to be good as my last highlight, which I don't mind opening the door for somebody else, but how could I still be with a part of this movement?
Right.
And I hit them back, I hit my agent up, I drew some, and what I presented to them was, I could get 5 of the best street ballers in the world that's not in the NBA to represent and market your brand, promote your brand. Oh, you could do that? You could do that?
Whoa.
Had a meeting at the ESPN zone in New York.
Uh-huh.
I picked I called Shane first, Half Man, Half Amazing, Future, Aircraft, and then came Headache. Those are the guys I brought to the table.
Man.
I forget how Headache came, but those are the main guys that I brought. Oh, and myself. And then Headache came, so I wound up being 6 of us.
Okay.
But the foundation was Shane, Half Man, Half Amazing, Future, Aircraft, and myself. Those are the 5 guys I brought to the table. Wow. And it was all about the basketball was easy, but I think it was more of the marketing aspect of it, where it could have been your company, it could have been whomever. It's just that you would have been playing basketball and the jersey would have said your name. So it was really more of a marketing campaign that I sold to them that was made it really to what it became. And we didn't know because there was no blueprint. We didn't create street ball. I tell people that. We didn't create street ball.
Right.
I say this being humble. Through the blessings, I was able to bring corporate America into street basketball where guys was getting paid to play the game. Yeah,
and that was on the strength of, that wasn't a humble of you. Like, you created that whole, like, marketing campaign. In essence, you created, like, a marketing campaign for it.
Basically, the blueprint of it, that we had to create our own blueprint,
Yeah, man. So how many years were you with AN1 when you did the mixtape tour? How long were you with them?
I would say, like 8 maybe. Cause I thought, like, once you see things going like if you look at the dialogue from Volume 2, 3, 4, our dialogue was that we play anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Yep.
We were trying to use, because in that time, in the 90s, it was like to go overseas or different leagues, you had to have footage. So I didn't have that much college footage. I had Rucker Park footage and stuff like that. The tournaments I played at the league, all through the city I played. Dykeman, Kingdom, I did all that.
Yeah.
But they wanted to see like structured games. So the whole format that I gave them, like, we was never supposed to get caught with like 20 guys, 15 guys. It was supposed to be a stepping stone to go over like a farm league. So if you look at those games, we was playing against real jokers, like real ballers.
Yeah, definitely. Yup.
Once they start picking some of these other guys, you could see how the game changed to where they want to tell me what things that meant so much to me and so much to us. The founders of it, as far as that street ball mixtape tour everybody saw, the things that meant so much to us was the community, opportunity, giving guys alternatives to do different different things besides maybe being a gang or doing something negative.
Yep.
That meant so much to us, where that became not as interesting to them, to when they were saying, well, we got this guy to do this, we doing that, we taking the referees out, we'll get some regular referees who don't really ref the games, and then it became, now to me, I'm like, hold up, I done bled so much for this culture.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I could be a part of this. And that was one of my reasons why I taken a couple steps backwards and just creating my own buzz. And in 1998, before the N1, I got my own company called Ball for Life.
Ooh.
And the tagline for Ball for Life is Ball for Life, learning life experiences through ball. So if I'm teaching you how to crossover or a jump shot or behind the back, I'm also equivalent to something that's going to happen in your life, because I ask kids, you went through your legs, you went behind your back, you did a crossover, what did you really do? They say, oh, nah, I'm shaking the man. I said, but look at it in life. You just changing direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that those moves do. When you follow through, it's the same thing you got to adapt to your everyday life. You want to follow through with what you start. You want to have different plays. You want to go in your playbook. You want to have different plays. If this one don't work, you go to this one. You go to that signature move. So that's what makes my teaching a little bit different than a lot of people who actually teaching the game, the basketball game.
Cool. Hold that thought, man. If I want to get involved with some other people joining us, we got Janice joining us, my Jasper sister joining us. Welcome to Transition Tuesday.
Hello.
We also have Janine joining us, my other Jasper sister, Voss, joining us. Hey, welcome, ladies, welcome. And my man Matt Fernandez says the main event and the professor was his favorite and1 players.
No doubt.
And DC says teach main event, teach. That's what you're doing, man. That's what you're doing here, man. Yes, DC, man, oh man. We used to have battles. I'm in college and him in Iona College, man. But I know he was a street ball, legend too. After that, DC, man, always big in those streets, man. Big time. Good cat too. More importantly, better person, man. Hey, so main event. So you talked about those players. Like, can you run down like some of the marquee players? I know Matt mentioned a couple, like the professor. Like, who else? Who other people? Like, if people didn't know about the N1 tournament, because a lot of names were spawned because of N1. Like, names like yourself, the professor. Like, can you name us some other names for those people out there who maybe didn't come aware?
When we get to the names, I'll let people know, and when they get back to what I was saying that I left, because the guy became like a novelty, watered down. But I say this as not to disrespect no one, but I cannot. I gotta give it. Oh man, how can I say this to be?
That's all right. Just say it.
So check this out. So if N1, I don't care if it's down 10 years ago, 20 years ago, N1 can't make no one a street basketball legend. That's number one.
Right. And
when me coming from New Jersey, when I played at Rucker, I didn't know anything about becoming a legend. I love the game. I dive on the floor, outside, indoor. I play hard. I give my all. So I didn't know that.
Right.
The people who they started telling me that, yo, you're a legend. You're a legend. So what I'm getting at is this, and there's no personal knock, because we done had this conversation. Let's just say my man Hot Sauce, right? There's no way that I could say, if I'm calling Pee Wee Kirkland a legend, Master Rob a legend, Dancing Doozy a legend, Future a legend, how could I call Sauce a legend? And there's no hate, no shit.
Not at all. No, I get where you're coming from. Definitely.
It took us more than 25 games, man, to become these legends. So when I started tagging with guys like I named, those are certified legends. Certified legends. It got to be something separated, because if y'all want to run with this legend thing, because I thought a legend was a person who would go play anywhere, any atmosphere, any demographics, and do their thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
I know a lot of these guys couldn't do that. So now when you want to go with the marquee guys, who I'm going in the trenches with, Baby Shaq, Prime Objective, Bad Santa, Sick With It, I'll Be Right Back, Jerry Dupree, West Coast, Shane Doom Machine, Half Man, Half Amazing, Spider, a lot of them, God rest his dead, Escalade, held it down for the big
Escalade, yes, Mark Jackson's brother, yep.
Black Widow, God rest him, my man Flash, God rest him. Like, these are guys who had a lot of their high octane, like these guys who had their names before this, and you have to pay respect to that.
Right.
You know, there's a respect to that.
Yep, and like, so I get what you're saying, Main Event. So you're saying like a guy like the Professor, again, you can't really consider him a legend because really the N1 made him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys were legends before a guy like the Professor or Hot Sauce. I get what you're saying.
I give them, because I don't want to take anything from what their accolades, and then I think a lot of people, and I you know what, I'll take some blame to this, where I think a lot of people get street basketball and show basketball totally mixed up.
Okay.
Street basketball is about winning. It's about playing hard. It's got a little flair to it, but it ain't about losing.
Right.
So once you got guys who understood that and to build a mixtape show, the TV show, if I do a couple of moves, you know, we good. I'm going now. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to be on the next show. But not knowing that, like I said, we always went with what we said in the beginning. We'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Yep.
So a lot of those guys couldn't get in the game unless we was up by 15. And guess what?
Right.
When they get out the game, we down by 15 and win by 20.
Right. Definitely.
You ain't going to never see me shaking nobody and throw the ball in the crowd. I'm going to get that bucket, or I'm going to put somebody in a position to get a bucket.
That's right.
So if they want to be, that's why I say we have to separate it. We got certified legends and the legends. If y'all want to be that, because there's no way I can say certain guys is a legend.
Right.
If I'm calling these other guys legends. Like, to me, it's disrespectful, but are they nice at what they do? Yes. I talk to Fess all the time. That's my man. Great. He's doing his thing with, maybe he could be a legend in what he do. Can he play real ball? Yes, he can play real ball. Fess could play real ball. Bone Collector, play real ball.
Bone Collector, yeah.
Play against anybody, anywhere.
Yep.
Legend. Certified.
Yep.
You know, so I think that word got tossed around too much to where it became just a novelty word. Like, oh, if I'm feeling the N1, I don't make the joint, they going to give me a name, and I'm a legend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not nice. But
Right.
when you deal with that word legend, let me take you back in the 90s and go to Kingdom.
Ooh, Kingdom. Yeah, man. A lot of people don't know about Kingdom, man. Oh, man. That tournament's off the hook.
You know, Dykeman right now. Dykeman is how Rutgers used to be. Joke was on the gate. Let me just drop y'all off. I'll be back in about an hour to come get y'all. Let me see how y'all do. I want to see those stats.
Yeah.
The bar going to be different.
Yep. That's
the crowd
true.
don't play out there. That's why one thing I learned. That crowd don't play, man. Like,
Nah.
they going to give it to you. They going to give you the business.
Yep.
So you better be out there. You come out there getting one little move, and that, man, listen, man, you might get ice thrown at you.
Yep. Yeah, that's true, man. Kingdom was no joke. Kingdom was no joke. Dykeman was no joke. Still no joke to this day. And I like what you said, you know, Main Event. You talked about there's legends and there's certified legends. There's the difference. These are levels to this. You know what I mean? I like the way you broke that down there. That was superb. So Chris says AO. So he like AO. He said hashtag Philly.
I thought I said, hey, yo.
Yep.
See, those certified, yo. Hey, yo, listen, man. When I first met, hey, yo, I told saying, I don't like yo. There's something about him. But, yo, man, that dude, we all brothers, man. Yo, hey, yo, he one of the guys, and believe it or not, I don't follow basketball. I don't have a favorite basketball team. I have a favorite football team. I like boxing.
Okay.
But to see, hey, yo, change the direction, because he can be coming straight at you. And just change the direction, right or left. It's like incredible. And he can really play. Like, hey, yo can really play. You know, there's a lot of guys who could really play, but the whole thing wasn't supposed to be where guys got stuck there. But, you know, we was young. I was 26 years old when I went to N1.
Yeah.
Young. Shane was a little older, Halfman a little older, but they're supposed to go overseas. Like, yo, go get it. Like, the lifestyle that we live, it's kind of hard to tell a cat 22, 23, 24. Like, yo, you should, because it's like rock stars, you know?
Yeah. You know, I want to piggyback on that, but before I say that, because I want to talk about the lifestyle, because you guys were like rock stars, you know what I mean, in the hoods and whatever. You guys are rock stars. I mean, hey man, you guys had a TV show, man. You know what I mean? But here's what I want to ask you, Main Event, because I always wondered when I was watching this TV show was, you know how they used to have like the runs, like people could come and they could try out, and then they have an opportunity to get on the tour bus. Like,
yes.
how would, like, guys like yourself and other guys, like, what were your sentiments towards these cats? I mean, they didn't pay no dues, and, like, all of a sudden they get on this bus, you know what I mean, because they had a nice run, you know, in the tour? You know, what was your feelings about that?
Well, no, that, to me, a lot of people's favorites And we just keep it in 100.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do on Transition Tuesdays. You know that.
A lot of people's favorites probably wouldn't be able to do what a lot of those guys who did make that bust through.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You think about it. We come to your city. You get picked for the open run.
Mm-hmm.
You playing the game. Now, mind you already got 3 guys or 4 guys on the bus, and if it's that game to where it's called an elimination game,
mm-hmm.
number one, you got 3 guys that got to do good to impress us, and then you got a 4th guy who we just picked up from that city. So say one of those guys don't do good.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to the next, matter of fact, he's staying in that city, and we flying him back out and picking up that guy. So the whole tournament thing, the whole concept was, the show was, they had to play in 25 games.
Oh, okay.
So, once again, I got to take my hat off.
Yep.
We ain't talking about certified, legend. We're just talking about as far as who put the work in to better make it. Professor did it.
Mm-hmm.
Spider did it.
Yep.
That boy could play. Jerome Holman, the circus.
Oh, okay, yes, uh-huh.
He did it. So, I saw what those guys went through.
Mm-hmm.
And they earned everything that they got. And I told Professor, because I don't know if people know, they thought I was out when I didn't play that year for the rim fall on my head when I had 18 staples, but I wasn't out because of that. I was in a car accident when a mercy break went through my leg, broke my tib fib. I had 4 screws in my leg.
Wow.
But I rehabbed for 1 year, so I told Ann one, I was like, yo, I still want to be involved. And it was like, so I said, let me pick the players. So I started picking up players. I also was coaching the team.
Oh, okay.
And it was a blessing. The Creator blessed me. I did a year rehab. Came back. Let's just say I had a 41 inch vertical at my prime, at my height.
Right.
When I broke my leg, I probably came back with maybe like a 36, which is pretty decent.
Man, that's phenomenal still, man. Hey, man, like main event, like for me when I played, I couldn't jump over a damn credit card, man. Nah, continue, man.
So I started, picking the players, and we was in New York City, and it was the last game on tour.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was at I want to say Professor. So it could have been Spider that year because the next year Spider came and made, I believe.
Okay.
But the guys that was on Professor team, the opponent team,
mm-hmm.
he had some heavy hitters on his team, like some heavy hitters, legends, certified legends.
Right.
And I told Professor, I said, and they beat us with a buzzer shot. I said, you know what, Professor? I'm picking you. Regardless of what everybody does, I said, I'm picking you. Not because you made the shot. I'm picking you because guys on your team put the ball in your hands and you took the shot. Make or miss, I still was picking him because you had everybody on the team who took that last shot.
Right.
Cross country, you got Future, you got everybody on that team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Could have took that shot, but he took that shot. He came from the ball, he took it, and just so happened he made that shot. And that was one of my reasons about picking him. And not only did he go through all the 24 of the games tough, because it was hard. Like, I mean,
yeah.
It was cats coming from all over, but as the years started going on and people started peeping what was going on, then they was like, yo, now the real ball is not coming out. So now the joint going real commercial. We should have never went inside the major arenas because one of our things we used to say is that a family of 4 can't afford an NBA game.
Right.
So average family can afford it. And there's no knocks at NBA. I'm just talking reality of what it is. And if they did have seats, it might be nosebleeds. So what we was doing was, it was affordable. But once I saw that we started going into the arenas, I'm like, nah. And when you go inside the arena, you're taking away from the culture.
Yeah.
Street basketball is street basketball. And that's one day we'll talk about that whole thing about how I think street basketball came about. I think that has something to do with what we talked about earlier, was racism, because the brothers couldn't go into the gym, so we went outside.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
But once it became commercial, now I'm like, hold up. I'm arguing with parents. They're telling me like, yo, my son getting cut from y'all putting the ball in your shirt and rolling around. I said, listen. I said, yo, I get to the point where this is happening so much where I'm like aggravated, like, hold up. The coaches got to be coaches to the children, to the youth. You still got to be parents to because I'm mad. So what I did was I called my agent, Eugene Napoleon. I said, nah, man, I'm a part of messing with kids' careers up is what I'm getting, the feedback I'm getting. And he was like, yo, so what do you want to do? I said, yo, what do you want to do? I said, yo, you have to figure out what I can do. He hit me up maybe about a month later. He said, listen, I got something for you with Sports School. And Sports School was a show that I had on demand. My counterparts was Mia Hamm, Bill Walton did the basketball. I did the street ball part. It was super dope. It was super dope. You could like rewind it. I'm teaching you different skills and drills. So that was my contribution back to show like, yo, even though this is street basketball, it's still structured.
Yeah, absolutely. There's structures to it.
My
Yeah.
contribution with my agent, Eugene, got me that deal. That was like pretty good, you know.
Man, hey, so main event. So do you feel that, like, what do you feel killed the and one basketball, like the street ball? Do you feel like them making the transition from the streets to the arenas? You think that kind of like killed it, like sealed its fate?
I think that was one, but then it's just the dynamic of the game because now you have, you gotta remember, and one of the owners come from some of the most, high-profile colleges, right? So if you have a group of guys who come up with a business and you say, okay, boom, we're going to have a 5-year business plan, right? At this time, I think the company probably was in business maybe 8, maybe 10 years at the time. Stuck at a certain value. The animal had a certain value. But I think where they messed up at, they didn't keep up with it. They didn't keep keeping it real. And not only that, they didn't understand that street basketball and what we was able to create through the blessings doesn't come with the 5-year business plan because it's a culture. Yeah. So when you have something that's a culture, that's a culture that has been created from it, you can't go with that 5-year business plan unless you're just in there for the money. Because it could have been going on right now. And we used to have times where we would go up to training camp, and as I look back, I'm like, yo, was that really training camp? No, that was the think tank. And I started getting wind of what was going on. I'm like, they said, yo, man, what you got to do? Nah, I got it all set. So when I stopped giving them the information, that's when you could see that a lot of things started going left field. So now, what's the best way to disrupt something?
Yep. Yeah.
You break it down. Oh, you guys are young. Those guys are getting old. Don't listen to them. And that's just how it went down. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I had an opportunity, and that company been sold like 3 times. I had an opportunity to stay or whatever. I'm done. We went. We started doing a lot of the guys came with us. Me and James also managed a lot of the guys. So we did a company called Ball for Real. And the lady who was doing the marketing and advertisement and getting the sponsorship dollars, Lisa Fusco, we had faith for her because she was the one that was getting the sponsors. Yeah. Long story short, we had 25 city games. We could have never went back into the arenas. But on the flip side, she wound up robbing us for the sponsor money. I told all the guys, I said, listen, whatever y'all get in, I said, y'all ain't broke. We're not broke. So let's just sacrifice, regardless of whatever she did or didn't do, let's at least try to keep a good faith with these sponsors because we don't know if we're going to need these sponsors in the future. And one day we're going to tell these sponsors what happened. She robbed y'all. She robbed us. She robbed y'all. Period. So we made sure we finished all the games, and that's how that whole thing broke off. And then guys just started doing other things, the ball up. It was so much, man. At one time, it was more street promoters than it was players, man.
Yeah, man. That's deep, man. That's super deep, man. Hey, let's see who else is joining. We got Carrie Wilson, Manhattan College's finest, joining us. Oh man, glad my man Carrie's joining us. My man Matt had a question for you. He says you were incredible talent. He says when you see the NBA, do you feel that you can definitely play in the NBA? Did you feel like you could play in the NBA at your prime, I guess?
Everybody asks that question.
Right.
I think, now the way I look at it is like I told you, I don't really follow it. But you gotta look at the players who was in the NBA at that time. So I think if it was me right now, definitely, because I see some of the moves they be doing, and the crowd go crazy. The announcer like almost loses his hair if he got a 2K, Man, like it would have been just crazy, So I definitely think I could have. A lot of people don't know, and like I told my agent, I said, he got me a tryout now. Jeff Van Gundy and Eddie Jordan recruited me to go to Rutgers. This is right here at my house, my grandmother's house, at the school I'd be playing ball at. And when I went to Rutgers, right when I signed, it's like 2 days later, they left. They got their jobs. I could have been mad, but Eddie was more like, yo, I'm gonna teach you, transfer you to be a guard.
Okay.
Jeff Van Gundy, like they're gonna work with me. So when they left, I'm like, dang, man. So now fast forward almost 20 years. It was a year after my accident. My agent hit me up. He said, yo, I got a trial for you with the Nets. Jeff Van Gundy was the coach.
Wow.
I went there. I got invited to the rookies camp. Whole week, did my thing. Got invited to the veterans camp. Kid and all of them. I told my agent, I said, hey, Nat. I said, listen. I said, I'm good. I'm not going. He was like, huh? What do you mean you're not going? I said, I'm not going. But y'all understand? I said, yo, if you go back and look at my videos, I said when I turned 26 years old, I'm going to stop chasing the NBA dream. That was one thing. And I also said in that video, you can see this online as well, I said, I just want to have an opportunity to play against these NBA guys. Either I was good enough or wasn't good enough. I fulfilled my own personal goal with that. And having a car accident, I knew I wouldn't be able to play how many other games they play at a high level.
Right, X amount of days, right, on games, yeah.
Just keeping it real with myself.
Sure.
You know, he was like, yo. So that was kind of crazy. I might be the only one. I said everything being humble, not like big headed or
right. Sure.
But my boy Ronaldo Mack was doing an entertainment for the NBA. I'm the only street baller who had this show, and the NBA was using my show as a pilot for the NBA players. It's called NBA Underground with Scoop Jackson.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Okay, I remember that show. Yes, definitely.
On TNT or whatever, all of that. So the things was there, but I believe that nothing happens just to happen, and the creator is the one who really directing and dictating what happens in the future. But we still got to go and fulfill our goals. But what's going to be is going to be.
Yes, absolutely, man.
I'm comfortable. I would do it all over again.
No, yeah, definitely, yeah. You guys change your culture and the mindset. And again, I mean, you being humble, you were really at the forefront of it all, man. Event like hearing your story, how like you were the marketer who created this like whole format. I mean, that's normal. I mean, noble of you. Like you went into the meeting, you and the 5 other cats that you had, be like, okay, this is the marketing campaign that we can do and use. And you know, I think if it wasn't for you, a lot of cats need to pay homage to you. I think with you telling that story, because if it wasn't for you and your foresight, number one, to do that, I mean, you wouldn't even hear what the hell what Aaron want to be.
Cool. Like I said, I didn't know that. I didn't have no blueprint. I couldn't call Pee Wee. That's my man, one of my mentors, Joe Hammond. I couldn't call him and say, yo, how to do this. And when I do call Pee Wee, always, even though I do I talk in schools and stuff, Pee Wee quickly saw me doing a commercial one day. He was like, yo, these people make sure they pay you, ain't taking advantage of it. So I already knew what he was going to say.
Right.
You know? But, you know, you live and you learn. And
that's
to
true.
me, it was all a learning experience. You know, somebody going to pay.
Yep.
Pay more.
That's true.
I mean?
That's
so
true.
It was just a learning experience.
Yes, it makes you stronger too, man. Nah, but shout out to you on that, man. That's a great story that you shared. I mean, because I think without you and that marketing campaign that you had, I mean, you having the foresight to go in there, not only with yourself, but hey, look, I'm coming with 4 or 5 other cats too, and here's how we can do it. I mean, shout out to you on that.
Shout out to Skip. You know, Skip basically.
Skip to Malou, yeah.
Opened the door. We just brought our own dancers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he didn't know what Mr. LeClaire was doing with dance footage. So he definitely opened the door for us to be able to go and gave me the opportunity to even create the tour. You know, because if you ask Skip about the tour side, he really could tell you a little bit. But he always say, you know, ask me or ask those guys, because we was out there like night in, night out. You know, so but shout out to him and Ron LeClaire for opening the door. You know what I mean? He just created a whole different lane.
Yeah, definitely. And I had Ron LeClaire on my show before. I interviewed him on Transition Tuesdays. Yep, he's one of the all-time greatest coaches here in high school basketball history in the state of New York. So, yeah, man, shout out to those guys, all those guys who paved the way. Hey, so main event, man, couple more questions I have for you, man. I appreciate your time here today with us. How were you able to transition from being a professional athlete, which you were, to what you do now as an activist? Like, how were you able to make that transition? Was it like a smooth one? Was it difficult? Like, how were you able to make that transition?
It was easy. You know, if you just look at or people that have been around me, I've always been vocal and just been, you know, just outspoken. And, you know, try to just being raised, try to just help people and do things. And once again, I say doing things without knowing that there's a title that go with these things.
Right.
Seeing how my town, as far as the politics in my town was working. unjust different situations, from going with different activists and seeing how this whole thing is folded, to where it's just these people. Some people are scared to talk about certain things, whether it's losing their job, maybe having threats at their home, or whatever it may be. But I think people are chosen, and I don't have no hidden agendas.
Right.
So for me, it's easy. Like, I don't have to do this.
Right.
But this is something that I want to do.
Right.
And not for the money. I don't want people just to remember Manny Vent as a good basketball player. I want them to know Waliyy Dixon. Waliyy Dixon was Manny Vent's a strongman. Waliyy Dixon is the guy who created the strongman. So I want them to know there's two different people you get, and Waliyy Dixon always cared. I'm gonna speak for the voiceless. I ain't no gangster, I ain't gully, I could be beat, I took losses, but at the end of the day, you never give up. You just get up and just keep fighting for something you believe is right, because at the end of the day, it can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to my cousins, my family, my sons, my daughter, or whoever. And I just want to try to do the right thing. I'm no angel,
right?
But sure. I'm learning to just be able to be out there and use the notoriety that I have to try to help make change.
Right. Definitely. Yeah,
so
definitely.
It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard for me.
Okay, cool. And you answered the question for me, because I was gonna ask you, how do you want to be remembered? And I think you just summed it up, man. There in a nutshell. That was great.
Appreciate that, man.
No problem. Last question for me, man. Main Event. Talk to me about your company, Ball for Life. Talk to us about that initiative.
Ball for Life came about in 1998. It was me and my brother-in-law and his right-hand partner, which is my boy. Mom would say my brother, and it's a shame. He died of cancer 2 days ago. His name is Dennis Smith. We called him Slick.
Oh, man. My condolences, man.
Thank you. And my brother-in-law's name is Hassan, and we was in a van one day going to go work out, and we just was like, one said I ball, the other said four, I said life. Ball for Life. And Ball for Life was a springboard from a couple of days, because these guys was like in the neighborhood, they was doing the shirts, they was moving around doing parties and stuff. So they was all about the entertainment. And they had a company called Had Gear. And Had was helping adolescents develop in all dimensions. So that was Ball for Life was created under that umbrella. And Ball for Life is basically me. I come from the Fourth Ward in Linden, New Jersey. A ball for life, and that's why I say it's about a learning experience. So anything that you see Ball for Life on, like I had a lot of promoters call. We want you guys to come in on a Friday, playing the game Saturday, leave out Sunday. I'm like, that's cool. Well, what's going to be our contributions to the community?
Right.
I want everything to be a learning experience. From talking with the youth, hitting the barbershops, going here and there, like that means so much to me, because the basketball is easy.
Right.
That's just put my sneakers on it, and that's nothing. But I want to be able to contribute to our people, to people of all colors, for our people, and be able to go out there and show them that I didn't come from the big city.
Right.
I came from South Carolina, lived in New Jersey. And I kept fighting. I wanted to be better. So don't think you got to come from these big cities. Look at John Morant. The Morant is a household name in South Carolina, out in the country where my family's from. And look where he's at now.
Yeah, that guy's nice, man.
You know what I'm saying? My mom went to school in Ray Allen, Potsdam South.
Wow.
So look. So that's why I want to discuss. Like, be the best you could be. And it seems like to me, things that sound corny, these cliches, is the things that's real.
Yeah.
If you see trouble, go that way. Be the best you can be. Follow your dreams. That may sound corny, but it's real.
It's real. Yep. Real life. Man, Main Event, man. Hey, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, man. I learned a lot about you, as you know. And again, the reason why I want to have you on the show is to tell your story. But again, how I prefaced you, how you are a superhero, man, and like in your community, not only on the court but off the court. I appreciate everything that you're doing in your community. I see how you're moving out there, man. Main Event, from like getting the right to vote out, to the people, your people there in Linden, New Jersey. You know what I mean? You're very active in this social space too, man. So that's why I definitely want to have you come on. And man, I appreciate it. Is anything I can do like to promote, what's going on in Linden, or if you want to have a voice, you can always land here on Transition Tuesdays, my man. You got that from me.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Tell Mom we're praying for her.
Thank you.
And like Duke Tango said, make sure your next shot is over your opponent and not at your opponent. Salud, love is love. Transition Tuesdays with my man Rodney Williams.
And the main event.
Yo, God bless you, man.
God bless you too, man.
Everybody that chimed in too. Thank y'all. Let's keep the masks on. Don't fall for the Willie Bobo.
That's right.
How this thing work out. It's 1 for 2 for now. God bless y'all. Pray for me. And I'm definitely praying for y'all. And thank you again, Russ.
Appreciate that. Appreciate your main event, man. I'll be in touch, brother.
All right, peace, bro.
All right, later, man. All right, that was Mr. Waliyy Dixon, the main event, man, talking to us today. Man, great interview, great insight from my man, doing great things. And that guy is a real-life superhero on and off the basketball court. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, if I was able to make you laugh, smile, or think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, as my theme music plays on, I want to thank you guys for watching Transition Tuesdays today. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys so much. If you guys get a chance to, I would love for you guys to follow me on Instagram at rwilltransitions with an S. Would love to see you guys there. My book, I don't talk about my book often, but I do have a book out here. Transition Game Plan, Simple Steps to Achieving Personal Success. If you want the book, please get it. You can get it at Amazon.com, or you can always send me an inbox and I can show you how I can get the autographed copy. I can sign it for you and get that in your hands. So I would love for you to have the book as well. And this episode and many episodes like it, I'm going to put on Transition Tuesdays, my YouTube page, so you get a chance to see that. As my man Derek Canada, DC, says, keep doing your thing, brother. Absolutely, DC. Absolutely. Thank you so much on that, man. Appreciate that. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, as we always say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Be safe out there. Praying for everybody. Thank you so much.